my fellow riff wranglers and tone chasers. This is rock lore, and if you're like me, you thought you knew every legendary six-string slinger who changed the game. You've got the Claptons, the Pages, the Hendrixes. And don't get me wrong, they're absolute gods of the fretboard. But what if I told you some of the real revolutionaries, the ones who truly bent the rules and forged new paths, often did it out of the spotlight? As someone who's spent more than 3 decades with a guitar in my hands and my ears glued to speakers, sifting through countless riffs, I can tell you, the history books don't always tell the whole story. Sometimes the most profound changes come from the most unexpected places. Tonight, we're not just celebrating great guitarists. We're unearthing the pioneers whose licks, techniques, and sheer audacity reshaped the entire landscape of rock and roll, often without getting the credit they truly deserve. These are the 10 underrated guitarists who changed rock forever. Each one of them is a true sonic trailblazer, and we're counting them down from 10 all the way to a #1 pick that will blow your mind. So tune up, turn up, and prepare to have your idea of rock history expanded. Let's kick this off with a foundational figure at number 10, who essentially invented a sound that still rattles speakers today. Kicking off our countdown at number 10, we have a man whose name might not be shouted in stadiums, but whose influence is louder than any Marshall stack, Wray. This guy didn't just play the guitar. He basically invented a core sound of rock and roll. Back in 1958, Wray dropped an instrumental track called Rumble. And let me tell you, when people heard Rumble, their jaws hit the floor. This was before distortion pedals were even a thing, right? So, how did Link get that raw, menacing, almost snarling sound? Legend has it, he literally poked holes in his speaker cones with a pencil and cranked it up. That raw, fuzzy, aggressive tone was revolutionary. It wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, but it was powerful. Rumble wasn't just a song, it was a blueprint. You can hear the DNA of early punk rock, the primal energy of heavy metal, and the garage rock movement all springboarding from that one single track. Wray showed the world that the electric guitar wasn't just for polite melodies. It could be a weapon, a primal scream, a force of pure, untamed rebellion. He proved that noise could be music. Did you know Wray was shredding speakers like that way back in '58? Drop a comment below if Rumble changed your perception of early rock guitar. And if you thought Wray was a sonic pioneer, wait until you hear who's at number 9. This next guitarist didn't just invent sounds. He built entire worlds with his instrument, pushing progressive rock into uncharted territory. Coming in at number 9, we enter the highly intellectual and often challenging universe of Robert Fripp, the mastermind behind King Crimson. When you think of progressive rock, your mind might go to long solos and complex arrangements. Fripp was technically brilliant, no doubt, but his true genius was as a conceptual architect of sound. Wasn't just playing notes. He was building intricate sonic landscapes, crafting textures, and creating a disciplined, almost architectural approach to guitar playing. He explored dissonance, harmony, and silence in ways few others dared. And then there were his Frippertronics complex tape loop systems that he pioneered. Long before digital delays and synthesizers dominated ambient music, Fripp was using these loops to create vast, swirling, ethereal sound tapestries that were entirely new. He showed that the guitar wasn't just about blues licks or flashy rock solos. It could be used to construct entire sonic worlds, to create mood, tension, and beauty in ways that transcended traditional song structures. His influence on experimental music, ambient music, and the deeper, more thoughtful side of progressive rock is undeniable. Have you ever gotten lost in the intricate soundscapes created by Robert Fripp? Tell us your favorite King Crimson album in the comments. But if you thought building sonic worlds was impressive, our number 8 pick was building the very bedrock of rockabilly and country rock, playing on hits that defined multiple decades for the biggest stars on the planet. I guess Sliding into our number 8 spot is a name you might not instantly recognize, but I guarantee you've heard his playing on more classic records than you can count. We're talking about the session legend, James Burton. This man was a chameleon on the fretboard, and his contributions helped define rockabilly, country rock, and the very sound of early rock and roll. James Burton wasn't a frontman, but he was the guitarist. He played with icons like Elvis Presley during his Las Vegas years, Ricky Nelson, Jerry Lee Lewis, Graham Parsons, and dozens more. His signature was a unique finger-picking style, often called chicken picking, due to its percussive, clucking sound, combined with his innovative use of the B-bender. James Burton wasn't a frontman, but he was the guitarist. He played with icons like Elvis Presley during his Las Vegas years, Ricky Nelson, Jerry Lee Lewis, Graham Parsons, and dozens more. This technique, along with his crisp, clean tone, became the blueprint for an entire generation of guitarists who wanted to blend the raw energy of rock with the melodic storytelling of country music. He quite literally made country cool for rock and rollers, proving that a truly great guitarist could bridge any genre gap. His playing was always tasteful, always perfect for the song, and always distinctive. Did you realize James Burton was behind so many of those legendary licks? Share your favorite James Burton track in the comments. Sliding in at number 7, we've got a guitarist who defied expectations and forged an entirely new path during the punk and new wave explosion of the late 70s, Tom Verlaine from the band Television. While many guitarists in that era went for raw aggression and stripped-down riffs, Verlaine went for something else entirely. On Television's iconic album, Marquee Moon, Verlaine and fellow guitarist Richard Lloyd created something truly groundbreaking. They didn't just play solos. They engaged in intricate, interlocking melodic lines that were almost conversational. Their playing was angular, sometimes dissonant, and had an almost jazz-influenced sophistication, but it never lost its rock urgency. It was intellectual, artful, and fiercely original, pushing boundaries without relying on traditional blues structures. Tom Verlaine proved that punk didn't have to be simple or musically rudimentary. He showed a path for guitarists who wanted to be inventive, melodic, and even abstract, all while maintaining that raw, immediate energy. His influence can be heard in countless alternative and indie rock bands who followed, daring to be both smart and loud. Did Tom Verlaine's unique style open your ears to a different kind of punk guitar? Let us know in the comments. And if you thought that was revolutionary, Wait until you meet our number 6 pick. This legend was shredding on an electric guitar long before Elvis ever shook his hips, laying the groundwork for rock and roll itself.
How great it is.
At number 6, we have a true foundational mother of rock and roll, whose influence is undeniable, but often tragically uncredited. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, long before rock and roll was even a glimmer in most people's eyes. This gospel singer picked up an electric guitar in the 1940s and absolutely shredded it. Sister Rosetta Tharpe played with a ferocity, a showmanship, and a raw, distorted bluesy swagger that predated Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, and countless male rock pioneers by years. Her powerful, driving riffs, her incredible stage presence, and her willingness to push the boundaries of gospel music into secular performance were nothing short of revolutionary.
Children, rain on yes, didn't it? I said it rained. Oh my Lord, how it rained.
She was a black woman, rocking out on an electric guitar in an era when that was virtually unheard of, challenging every stereotype with every electrifying strum. When you listen to early rock and roll guitar, you can hear Rosetta Tharpe's spirit in every distorted chord and every powerful solo. She proved that the electric guitar could be a vehicle for raw, exhilarating expression, paving the way for literally everyone who followed. Her rightful place in the pantheon of rock guitar heroes is absolutely non-negotiable. Were you aware of Sister Rosetta Tharpe's incredible impact on rock and roll? Tell us your thoughts on this foundational legend in the comments. This journey through underrated genius is only just heating up. Our number 5 pick is a master of monstrous, fuzzy sounds who brought guitar heroism back to alternative rock, just in a much louder, more unpredictable package. J. Mascis created a sound that was instantly recognizable, monstrously fuzzy, bordering on ear-splittingly loud, full of feedback. And yet, underneath all that glorious noise, there was an undeniable, almost melancholic sense of melody. He took the aggression of punk, the soloing prowess of classic rock, and the sonic experimentation of alternative rock, and crammed it all into one fuzzed-out package. While many indie bands of the era shied away from guitar solos, J. Mascis brought the guitar hero back to the forefront, but on his own terms. His solos were epic, sprawling, melodic, and often soared over a wall of distortion. He showed that you could be incredibly loud and raw, and still be deeply expressive and intricate. His influence on grunge, alternative rock, and anyone who's ever wanted to create beautiful noise is immense. Can you feel the fuzz and the fury, yet the melody in J. Mascis's playing? Let us know your favorite Dinosaur Jr. track in the comments. We're getting deep into the legends now. Our number 4 pick is an Irish blues rock powerhouse whose pure passion for the guitar was infectious and kept the flame of authentic, no-frills rock burning brightly. You won't believe the energy.
But inside the machine, it's the craziest place. Come round and meet my friends.
Blasting into number 4, we have an absolute force of nature, often overshadowed by his British and American contemporaries, the Irish blues rock guitarist Rory Gallagher. For anyone who ever saw him live or listened to his records, underrated might seem like an understatement. Rory Gallagher was a tireless touring machine, known for his relentless work ethic and his unshakable dedication to the blues idiom. But he didn't just play the blues. He infused it with an incredible amount of raw rock energy, grit, and passion. His famously battered Fender Stratocaster was an extension of his soul, and his improvisational skills were legendary. He played with a pure, unadulterated honesty that was incredibly infectious. While he never achieved the arena rock status of some of his peers, Rory Gallagher was revered by other musicians, from Brian May to The Edge, and maintained a fiercely loyal fan base worldwide. He kept the flame of authentic, no-frills blues rock burning brightly, influencing countless guitarists who admired his raw power, his incredible technique, and his genuine, uncompromising love for the music. His playing was a masterclass in feel, tone, and pure, unadulterated emotion. Did Rory Gallagher's raw power ever grab you by the throat? Tell us about your favorite Rory Gallagher live moment or album in the comments. We're approaching the summit, and our number 3 pick is a truly unique rhythm guitarist whose frantic, choppy style directly influenced the energy of punk. All without a pick. You won't believe how distinctive this sound is.
It's the witchy baby dog. She did it back. She worked hard every night just to make me feel.
Charging into our number 3 spot is a rhythm guitarist whose unique style became a direct precursor to punk rock's energy. Wilko Johnson of Dr. Feelgood. Before punk truly exploded, the pub rock scene in the UK was simmering, and Wilko was at its fiery heart. What made Wilko Johnson so revolutionary? His frantic, choppy, machine gun-like rhythm guitar style was truly one of a kind. Unlike most guitarists, Wilko famously played without a pick, using his fingers to pluck and strum simultaneously. This created an incredibly percussive, aggressive, and highly rhythmic sound that was both minimalist and electrifying. He didn't rely on flashy solos. His entire body was part of the performance, darting across the stage, firing off those staccato riffs.
You ought to see you walk the floor. I think you ought to see the jump. She did it back.
Wilko's intensely rhythmic, no-nonsense approach and his captivating stage presence directly influenced the energy and minimalist ethos of punk guitarists who followed. He proved that you didn't need complex solos or studio wizardry to be electrifying. Pure, raw driving rhythm was all it took to get the crowd moving. He was a force of nature, and his unique style continues to inspire. Danny Gatton wasn't a mainstream rock star, but among musicians, his name was spoken with reverence. He was a master of nearly every guitar style imaginable: rockabilly, country, jazz, blues, rock. He could seamlessly transition from complex jazz chords to blistering country licks, then dive into raw blues bends, all with breathtaking fluidity and precision. His command of the instrument was simply astounding. Gatton famously used techniques like volume swells and his signature tone knob roll to create vocal-like qualities with his guitar. He wasn't just fast. He was incredibly musical, always finding the perfect note for the moment, no matter the genre. He expanded the very vocabulary of the electric guitar, showing what was truly possible when a player transcends labels and simply becomes one with their instrument. His influence continues to resonate among guitarists who understand true virtuosity. Had you ever heard of The Humbler before this? What's your favorite example of a guitarist effortlessly blending genres? Tell us in the comments. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Our number one underrated guitarist didn't just play the guitar. They fundamentally reinvented what a guitar could do, inventing an entire genre with their unique approach. Prepare for a sonic revelation. And finally, at our number one spot, we have a true sonic architect, a guitarist whose radical approach essentially invented an entire genre. Kevin Shields, the mastermind behind My Bloody Valentine. If you've ever listened to shoegaze, you've felt the earth-shattering impact of Kevin Shields. Shields didn't play the guitar in traditional ways. He used his Fender Jazzmaster's tremolo bar, massive amounts of feedback, reverse effects, and layers upon layers of distortion to create a sound so dense, so ethereal, and so unique. It was dubbed the glide guitar. His approach wasn't about traditional riffs or blistering solos. It was about creating a swirling, enveloping wall of sound, a massive sonic texture that washed over the listener, defying conventional melodic structures. He showed that the guitar could be used to build entire immersive soundscapes, pushing the instrument far beyond its traditional boundaries. His highly experimental and meticulous studio work pioneered techniques that have influenced countless alternative, indie, and ambient bands ever since. Kevin Shields redefined the guitar not just as an instrument, but as a source of pure sonic atmosphere. He truly changed rock forever by showing it could sound like nothing else. Did Kevin Shields' glide guitar change how you thought about what a guitar could do? What other guitarists do you think deserve more credit for changing the game? Share your thoughts below. So there you have it, 10 underrated guitarists who, in their own unique and often revolutionary ways, didn't just play rock, they fundamentally changed it. They innovated, they inspired, and their fingerprints are all over the music we love today, even if their names aren't always screamed from the rooftops. At Rock Lore, our mission is to dig deeper, beyond the obvious legends, to unearth the hidden narratives, the overlooked artists, and the profound innovations that truly shape the soundscape of rock and roll. Your passion for this music fuels everything we do. If you loved unearthing these forgotten legends, and want to keep exploring the vast, incredible universe of rock music with us, then make sure you've hit that subscribe button and rung the notification bell. We've got countless more stories, riffs, and revolutionary moments to explore together.